Good morning, Jack. I was sitting outside here this morning and I'm looking around at some of the things that just newly planted. And as you can see, when we get a little closer to them, you'll notice that they need water. Well, it's morning, so I don't want to water right now because that's not really the best time. But what I'm thinking more about is I'm looking around and there's one color that just jumps up at me, and it probably will with you too. And I think we can both agree that what we're seeing most of is green. And when you look at all those greens, another thing that jumps out is just that they're all so many different shades, so many different, I wouldn't call them colors because it's the same color, but just so many different variations, which means differences among the greens themselves. So I thought we could take a closer look just for a little quick lesson here, since it's on my mind and I happen to be here and you're on my mind. So let's take a walk and see. First thing I want to show you are these greens. This is a broccoli plant, and it's a baby. It's very newly planted. Obviously needs a little water and you can tell that by the droopy way that I'll get a little closer. That some of the leaves look. But what I want you to look at is the fact that this is one plant, yet I see at least 3 shades of green. When I say shade, I'm talking about another word that's called a hue, and that is H-U-E. These are hues of the same color, green. So let's look at this leaf right here. Now we're also going to include the shadow in the way we look at this. So starting from the bottom right there, we know, our brain knows that that's green there, but it looks dark, and it is. And the reason that it's dark is, guess what? That very important thing we know of called light. So we have a very, very dark green there. Above it, we have a lighter one. Same plant, different hue, different shade. And again, we have this right there, which is also darker, but it's still green. Same leaf, right there, we have an even lighter green, right? Now moving along, we see something really different on this leaf. We do have the light, we have the dark, but right here up on top, we have a really lighter, nice, pretty green. Well, they're all pretty, but we have that, and that's another hue of green. And that's happening because of the light. Now, if I pull it back a little bit, if you look at the bottom of that leaf right there, the big one right there, it may not be as easy to see with the camera, but in person, I definitely see some blue mixed into there, like a light steely colored blue. See if you can see that too. And then moving along, still some more green. But look at the top of that stem. Doesn't it look like there must be some yellow in there, right? It's a totally different shade of green. Now we're going to move here The camera doesn't like that. And look at that. That almost doesn't even look green at all. I see blue. I do see green in it. There's no question there. But I even see a little purple. Like right there. Oh, camera trouble again. Or grandma trouble. You see that? A little bit of purple. And then we come up. I think the sun is going to interfere a lot with this, but we'll do the best we can. And you can see even more lightness. Now moving down and away. Look at that. Look at that spot in the middle right there. It's almost kind of see-through. It is to me. It may not be on the video here, but if you look at it in person, there's a lightness to it that almost makes you able to see through it. So that's one green on that stalk. There's that bluish green again. Now let's come out. There it is. There's green. And more of that bluish. And then look at this one. I think the bugs like that. That's pretty much a street green. But look at what else we see. It looks like there's white in there, doesn't it? On all of them. You see? And there's the ant that's dark. And then here's the main stalk. And there's some light, some dark. Same with this one. This plant's a little more thirsty. You can see that enough water hasn't gotten to that leaf yet, so it's turning a little brown. But again, we have all those different colors in the one shade of green, the one plant of green. And these are all broccoli. So we're gonna see that in each of the plants. I'm gonna pull this one right off because if I don't, the health of that plant is compromised. And that means that it's a little bit in question. If I keep a root like that, if I keep a leaf like that there, because it means that the plant itself is forced to support something that's dead. And that's extra, let's think of it as weight. It's weight that it should not have to carry. So that's why I took it off. I see some more green here. Look at that. Let's just look at that for a minute. A lot of green there, but it's not so much green. What's causing that, as you would see a little bit better in person, is that most important thing we talk about that you already know is light. So taking a step back, you can see how the light is making that one green on that plant have all different shades. And on the bottom there too. A little bit of brown where it's not gotten enough water. And so that's a green. There's another one over here. Pretty much the same thing because it's in the same spot that the sun is hitting. So again, we can say the same thing about that. Now let's check this out. We have not only green, we have some yellow in there. every yellow that you see on this plant, which is right here and right here. And I'm gonna have to tie these plants up because the weight is getting too heavy and they'll go flat if I don't do that. There's some more yellow flowers. Each yellow flower is going to become a tomato. And let's see. I thought I saw something this morning. Let's see if I can get it. Look at that. A baby tomato, 2 baby tomatoes. And then again, we have some more yellow in that green. Because we know, what do we know about green? We know that it's made from what? You know the answer, and I'm sure you already said blue and yellow, 2 primary colors. Now here we have more greens, more light, more dark. And check this out. You know what that is? That's a baby pepper. And it's that light and the soil here that's going to make it grow. And most importantly, well, not most, they're all necessary parts, is water. Now here we have another pepper. These are all different kinds of peppers, different greens. And then, let's see, what do we have? A flower. And right there under the flower is a baby pepper. There's a baby pepper. And another pepper plant. These are red peppers. They're going to be red peppers, we hope. And here, I'm going to step back so you can, I'm going to turn it around actually, just for a second, so you can see them all. Those are all peppers growing. Look at all the greens there with the lights and the dark right there. And then we have, I'll go back this way. We have another pepper, and there we go. More colors, more greens, more shades. Right here, we have more, and I see blue in that too. You see the blue up top? We can make that color. Now here's an interesting bunch of greens. I'm turning it around also. These are carrots, carrot tops. You can see they're very light because the wind blows them. There's a sad one that, let's see if I can get it, has not made it, but I'm not giving up on it yet because there's still some green in it. But look at that, look at the shapes of those leaves. Different, huh? Here we have another pepper. You're gonna get some of that. I'm gonna give some of that to Mommy for cooking. That is a spice called cayenne. And then down there we have your favorite, 2 teas growing. One is a pineapple tea. We're going to make a pineapple tea out of that. And the one to the left is sweet mint. And look at the shades, the hues, Hues. And then here we have cabbage. The other one was a cabbage too, that looked like it. I just didn't say it. You see that? You see how in the curl you have same green, but the light is changing it to make it look very dark. I don't know what's going on in here. These used to be strawberries from last year, and they may be coming back, so I'm not giving up on them either. But this spot, we have herbs. And these are all the things, most of the things, some of the things I use in cooking. So that when I'm cooking something, I like to just run out here and snip some off, and then I have fresh herbs that have no chemicals on them at all. Up here is an herb called thyme, Thyme, not Time. You can see